Dedicated, determined, dependable. This is News 10 ABC in the morning.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us on News 10 ABC's Nicole Lally.
And I'm Mary Wilson. We have some breaking news right now in Albany. A massive fire raging right now in North Manning. We're going to get to that in just a moment, but begin now with your weather.
All right, thank you, Greg. Let's get back to that breaking news right now out of Albany. A massive fire on North Manning Boulevard in Albany.
Intense flames right now. Smoke can be seen from I-90. We're going to go straight to News 10 ABC's Sam Damasio live at the scene. Samantha.
All right, ladies, I'm going to move right out of the way so that you can see what's going on behind me here, but I'm still going to explain what I can see from here. We got here about a half an hour ago, maybe getting closer to an hour now, and this fire is still burning this hot. The address here is 71 North Manning Boulevard, but it is spreading to both 69 and 69 North Boulevard and the North Manning Boulevard and the one to the left of it as well. We were in the backyard. If you did see us in the last hit, we have moved to the front. It is just spreading and starting to get too unsafe back there. And I, from where I'm standing right now, can still significantly feel that heat coming off this house right now. Again, initial reports are that everyone did make it out okay. Neighbors are telling me that so far everyone has been accounted for. But let me just show you the sidewalks here and the commotion of this scene right now. Everybody just standing out, looking on as this is all happening. We saw a number of small children out here in their blankets, bare feet, just happy to be out and safe at this time. But you can see firefighters just still trying to get a handle on these flames. They are intense. We are going to stay here at this scene, and we'll check back in with you in a half an hour. But for now, we're live in Albany. Samantha Damasio, News 10 ABC.
All right, Sam, thank you. We want to get you up to speed now on some of the other top stories trending this morning. A convicted murderer who sat behind bars for the past 44 years is back in the community.
As he makes the transition back into society, some community members are expressing their concerns. Rachel at the Alert Desk with more on this.
Nicole and Mary, Peter Matoli was convicted of murder back in 1973. Some neighbors are upset because they were not notified of his release. Matoli has moved into a home owned by his sister on Sunset Boulevard in Colony. He spent the last 4 decades in state prison, convicted for the murder, attempted rape, and sexual assault of a 10-year-old child. Because of the nature of this crime, neighbors say they should have been told about their new neighbor.
We're not talking about Joe Smith moving into the neighborhood. We're talking about somebody who has an acknowledged felony background. What are we going to do? Build fences? No, but at least we're aware.
And if this crime was committed more recently, Matoli would have been identified as a sex offender, and then neighbors would have been informed. But because it was so long ago, that rule does not apply. Matoli is under life parole, however, which means regular check-ins by police.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Well, the man who was charged for shooting a gun inside Crossgates Mall will learn his fate in court today. You'll remember that shooting happened back in November on a busy holiday shopping day. Tashim Mayweather expected in Albany County Court today. He was convicted of reckless endangerment but was found not guilty of attempted murder, attempted assault, and criminal possession of a weapon. Mayweather is already serving a 9-year sentence for a drug charge and violating probation. Now he's facing another 3.5 to 7 years in prison for the incident at Crossgates. Prosecutors say the violence was sparked by a gang rivalry.
A hiker with local ties is currently missing in Russia. His family still hoping for the best. And now a Colorado congressman is set to meet with the Russian ambassador today about getting some help to find Steve Bear. Representative Mike Kaufman will be meeting with the ambassador to get extra help in finding Bear. He was a 2003 graduate of Catskill High School and now a police officer in Colorado. Bear went to climb Mount Elbrus in Russia earlier this month but missed a checkpoint and got caught in a storm. His family sent a professional to help look for him. He's meeting with helicopter crews today, hopefully to get eyes in the sky as long as the weather cooperates.
Healthcare professionals already voicing some concern over the Senate's newly released health care bill. The American Academy of Pediatrics says the bill would hurt children by scaling back Medicaid. And the Association of the American Medical Colleges says it would leave millions of people without health coverage. The bill would allow low-income Americans to buy coverage with tax credits based on the level of income. But Democrats worry many could end up paying a lot more for less coverage.
Former New York Giants running back and Dancing with the Stars winner Rashad Jennings will be performing in the Capital Region tonight in Dancing with the Stars Live Hot Summer Nights. The tour will be stopping at the Palace Theater in Albany tonight. Jennings and some of the show's best dance partners are touring the country until August 23rd. Tickets for the show are still on sale and run anywhere from $50 to $125. The Stars will hit the stage at 7:30. For more on these stories and the latest breaking news, you can head to our News 10 ABC app if you don't have it. Well, it is free. You can download it on Google Play or the App Store.
A suspect convicted of killing a Schenectady man back in December of 2014 expected to learn his fate in court today. Troy Saunders is one of the 3 men accused in the shooting death of Wayne Best Jr. Back in February, jurors found him guilty of first-degree murder. He faces the possibility of life in prison without parole. Todd Macon and Christopher Johnson, also charged in the crime, pleaded guilty to robbery charges and testified against Saunders. And a driver accused in a drunken fatal crash is expected to appear in court today. Police say Terrence Kelly was running from a traffic stop when he crashed his car on Western Avenue back in January. A passenger in the backseat of the car, 25-year-old William Yeager IV, died in that crash.
We now know how long the woman at the center of a local travel agency scam will spend behind bars. Anna Marie Rotolo was sentenced to up to 4 years in prison in Saratoga County Court. She was convicted of booking vacations for clients, but then stealing their money. Rotolo would take the money, but never pay for the resorts or the flights. She said nothing going into court, but apologized to her victims before sentencing. They say it wasn't genuine.
It's one of those special occasions that really you should be able to do anything and everything you want, and to have that taken away from me was very unfair.
The business where Rotolo operated out of, Sand Dollar Travel in Colony, has since been shuttered as she heads to prison.
Well, despite years of talking about it and 2 officials convicted of corruption, still no ethics reform in New York. The 2017 legislative session has come and gone, with lawmakers doing little to cut back on corrupt Albany politics. Ethics reform has become a hot topic at the Capitol ever since the corruption convictions of former Assembly Speaker Sheldon Silver and former Senate Leader Dean Skelos. The state controller saying New York needs some sort of reform to protect taxpayer dollars. And the legislative session may be over, but Governor Cuomo says state lawmakers should return to Albany as soon as possible to extend mayoral control of schools in New York City. The 15-year-old policy giving the mayor oversight over schools expires June 30th. Assembly Speaker Carl Hastie says there's currently no plan to reconvene, but he and other top lawmakers say they would consider returning.
Senator Kirsten Gillibrand will be visiting the Capital Roots Urban Growth Center in Troy today. The center is a not-for-profit that connects locally sourced produce to underserved communities. Gillibrand is a member of the Senate Agriculture Committee, and she'll be holding a press conference there, urging the Senate to reject the president's budget proposal that would cut SNAP benefits to low-income families. She says 12% of those living in Rensselaer County rely on the program for their meals.
This morning, the Massachusetts Senate has passed a bill calling for revisions to the state's voter-approved recreational marijuana law. That sets the stage for negotiations with the House, which has backed a more far-reaching overhaul. Legislative leaders have set a July 1st deadline to send a compromise to Republican Governor Charlie Baker's desk. Well, the Sears and Colony Center shutting its doors. This comes as the company announced the closing of 20 more stores yesterday. Employees were given the news then as well. This is on top of the 245 closings that had already been announced earlier this year. The once giant retailer now struggling to grow its sales in the age of online shopping.
I'm devastated, you know. I mean, I really love Sears. I've been coming here for years. I love this mall. And, you know, you just feel like you can get a good bargain and you can get really good quality items.
No word yet on how many employees will be affected. The company says associates that are eligible will receive severance and have the opportunity to apply for open positions at area Sears or Kmart stores.
A library shut down this week after a fire is planning to reopen today. On Tuesday, a lift outside the Amsterdam Free Library caught fire right in front of the building. The main floor will be back open to the public, but the children's department on the second floor will be closed as cleanup continues.
Happening this weekend, relics from the historic Adelphi Hotel in Saratoga Springs will be going on the auction block. The Adelphi Hotel, which was built in 1877, will reopen this summer after a multi-year renovation. The hotel has repurposed hundreds of antique furniture and one-of-a-kind artwork that will go on sale today through Sunday in Clifton Park. Couches, chairs, tables, even the hotel's original doors all going up for auction. The auction begins at 9 this morning in Fairchild Square. Well, today is Bring Your Dog to Work Day. You may remember News 10 ABC's Jimmy Marlowe was at the Hudson Mohawk Humane Society yesterday giving us some tips on puppy-proofing the office. They suggest getting the okay from your boss and fellow coworkers before bringing your dog in. And, of course, make sure your dog wouldn't be uncomfortable in the new environment. People who bring their dogs to work are also asked to make a suggested donation of $10 to the society.
All right, it is 7:09 this morning. We're tracking breaking news. A massive house fire happening in Albany right now.
Yes, Sam Damasio is live at the scene. The smoke from this fire can be seen all the way from I-90. We'll check back in with Sam and see how crews are doing in these very tough conditions of this fast-moving fire.
And saved by the cow. Why first responders say this stuffed animal may have saved a 2-year-old's life.
We will get you up to speed now on the top stories that are trending this morning.
And obviously, we're all about the winter weather this morning, of course. Let's get a check on what it's looking like out there right now. Our Christina Ernie's out there with the mobile storm tracker. Christina, where are you guys right now? What do you see?
Good morning. I'm here with the mobile storm tracker traveling along Route 20 towards Cobleskill, just passing through Schoharie County right now. Let me give you a look at the roadways. You can see very, very snow covered.
Thank you, Christina. All the snow heading our way today as Governor Cuomo issuing a state of emergency here in the state of New York.
Nicole's tracking that from the alert desk.
Yeah, Ryan, the state of emergency went into effect at midnight. Here's a quick rundown of some of the numbers. 2,000 National Guard troops will be deployed as the snow hits today. 4,000 Department of Transportation operators will be ready to respond to the heavy snowfall, with nearly 2,000 large plow trucks and more than 400,000 tons of salt hitting the roads today alone.
We want to clear the streets. We want to get the railroads working. We want to keep the subway working. And the lower volume, the lower traffic, the more the first responders and the emergency personnel can do their job. So plan for tomorrow. Many areas in the state are closing schools. It's a good day to stay home.
And of course, you see those school closings at the bottom of our screen. There are a lot of them. With the roads being a major concern, all non-essential state employees will not have to report to work today. And as you heard from the governor there, everyone encouraged to stay indoors and avoid all unnecessary travel.
Thank you, Nicole. News 10 ABC has team coverage of the storm all day today, with crews keeping an eye on the conditions all around our region.
We're going to send it out now to Jimmy Marlowe for a look at how things are looking out in the east. My hometown of Pittsfield, Jimmy, and they're expected to get 2+ feet of snow today.
Yeah, they are expected to get that amount, Ryan, and they're well on their way. Since we left the station, it has started snowing. It snowed all the way here for the 45-minute drive. And take a look at the situation here in downtown Pittsfield. As Nick said, the snow is coming in steadily. It's blowing in all directions. The wind is blowing it all around. And let's take a look at the road conditions here. If we take a look at the roads, you can see that a plow just came through here about 2 minutes ago, and it's already starting to get recovered. And here comes a plow truck right now. So over here in Pittsfield, they are well on their way to keeping things clear for people to get out. But everyone, again, make sure to leave a little bit more time during your morning commute, because over here in Pittsfield, the snow is falling very fast. So it's going to be a very snowy day here in Pittsfield. We'll be here throughout the morning to give you guys updates, but that's it for now. We'll check back in a little bit. Ryan, Christina, back to you guys.
Jimmy, thank you. The winter storm also creating a nightmare when it comes to public transportation.
Yeah, plan for delays and cancellations. The storm already stopping flights at Albany International. Just take a look at the arrival and departures board here. Airlines across the board canceling both incoming and departing flights for the majority of the day here in Albany.
Yeah, I don't see anything other than canceled.
No.
That's not all. Amtrak operating on a modified schedule across the Northeast today. Anyone with reservations strongly encouraged to check the website or their mobile app to see their train status.
The same can be said for those of you just trying to get around the capital region. Head to CDTA's website or download their CDTA iRide app for information about any delays in the bus routes. Snow emergencies, of course, in effect for many, if not all, local communities, and many of them are asking that people do not park on any city or town streets. Here's a look at some of the places where you cannot park on the street at all once the snow starts falling. We're talking about Amsterdam, Brunswick, Clifton Park, Glens Falls, Lenox over in Berkshire County, Nassau, Saratoga Springs, Schodack, North Adams, also in Berkshire County, Menands, and Schenectady. Other communities are enforcing restrictions on the even-odd rule. We have all details posted on our website at news10.com. You can also stay on top of the winter storm by downloading that Storm Tracker weather app. This is exactly what the app was designed for. Situation weather just like this. It's free at Google Play in the App Store. Fox News host Bill O'Reilly has apologized after coming under fire for mocking a black congresswoman's hair during an appearance on Fox and Friends. Listen.
Those who say they're patriotic, but they turn a blind eye to the destruction that he's about to cause this country. You're not nearly as patriotic as we are.
So what does that mean, Bill? We've been listening all morning. We cannot. I didn't hear a word she said. I was looking at the James Brown wig.
Yeah, O'Reilly making that comment about Representative Maxine Waters. The remarks were widely denounced as both racist and sexist on Twitter, where O'Reilly's name was trending all day yesterday. He has now apologized, releasing a statement that says, "As I've said many times, I respect Congresswoman Maxine Waters for being sincere in her beliefs. Unfortunately, I also made a jest about her hair, which was dumb. I apologize." Now, the internet's still not happy, though, commenting using the hashtag #BlackWomenAtWork to describe their experiences in the workforce. As for Congresswoman Maxine Waters herself, she has this to say: "I am a strong black woman. I cannot be intimidated, and I am not going anywhere."
Good boy, Storm. Bring him in. Storm is saving this baby deer right this minute.
This Storm came to the rescue of a baby deer that was drowning off the shores of Long Island over the weekend. Storm jumped right into the Long Island Sound, swam toward the fawn, grabbed it by the neck, and then swam back to shore, nudging the little guy with his paw to make sure he was alive. Apparently, the animal tried to go back in the water several times before ultimately being rescued by the Strong Island Animal Rescue.
Oh, my heart.
Living up to his name as a retriever, right?
Right, a retriever.
The best part is there, and the deer's and he's licking him and nudging him. And
come on, you want to play now? Let's go.
That's just the sweetest thing.
Good for him.
Does the deer react at some point?
Yeah. He was catching his breath there. I think you see him breathing really hard. Get a closer look at that.
That is so sweet.
Dogs, to their core, are such good beings.
Good animals.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Great video there. 6:26 right now. Still to come here on News 10 ABC this morning. Plans to build a new Code Blue shelter hitting some roadblocks.
Now, these shelters provide a warm place for the homeless during the coldest points of the winter. We're going to tell you who's suing to stop construction of this one and why.
And a major fire breaking out on Madison Avenue in Albany last night. The biggest fire the city has seen in years. More than a dozen people forced out of their homes. We'll go live to the scene with News 10 ABC's Sam Damasio in just a moment.